you are a professional, karate, kickboxer, all this background to what you are. Now they're asking you to be this type of character, Glacier, on television. But at the same time, is it difficult for you to pull back what you're professionally known to do, but you're out there trying not to hurt someone?
Right.
Was that very hard for you to pull off?
It was extremely difficult to do because I'm not necessarily, I'm a pretty decent sized guy. I'm 6'2", and when I was in WCW, I was usually I was around 245 to 250. That was pretty much my weight pretty much the whole time there. And I carry my weight, and Eric has talked about this. About how Ernest and I both have. I think some people, when they meet me, I'm probably about the size I think that most of them would expect. Ernest is someone who's considerably bigger, I think, than most people think he is. They see Ernest, when you see him in person, he's a little bit taller than me, and he's like 260. I mean, he's a big guy, and it's just like with Dallas. Dallas is a legitimate 6'5". I don't think most people realize that until they meet him, that he's a big dude, Yeah, and Jake's a big dude, but yeah, I mean, it was, again, because I'd come from a world where I tried tournament martial arts, and because I came from the two instructors who are still very much mentors in my life today. They're both in their 80s, and I still wouldn't mess with either one of them. But they basically, I learned how to kind of go full speed in the real world, and so that's why I wanted to fight full contact karate when I was in college, because I was like I want to see, one, I want to see, if I'm as good as I think I am. And two, I want to see if I can take a punch, and I realized I could, but no, it was really, it's super hard. It's the hardest thing to teach people in professional wrestling, how to throw a good punch and make it look good. And I always say, your goal is you're hitting a small bony object with a much smaller bony object, and try not hurt, make it look great, and still not kill each other. I mean, it's very, very hard to do. Now you take, a big leg, and you try to, get it up to someone's face. And that's why I actually switched to more of a shin pad type. Well, a lot of guys wear shin, or, guys and girls wear shin pads now, and some of them use them, some of them don't. And I get that. So much for it just works for their outfit. But I switched to actually amateur wrestling shoes when the first few years of Glacier, because I wanted to do everything I could to protect the other person. And the crepe soles on pro wrestling boots can cut you wide open if you get kicked with them in the face and stuff. So I wanted to do everything I could to protect, because that's the number one rule in wrestling is safety. Be safe in the ring. And but still, especially with all the pressure I had on me with that entrance and everything, and the buildup of all the, I had to make sure my stuff looked good. And so and Eric was always just like, just go out there and kick full speed. I'd rather it look good. And I was like, well, yeah, but you don't have to walk back to that locker room. Yeah, I do.
Man, kicking Mortis in the face, he's not going to be like, thanks for that. He's not going to go back, dude, you broke my nose. What the hell?
And actually,
Eric told me to.
Yeah, exactly. That wasn't going to fly too much in the locker room, So, no. But and Chris Canyon who became one of my great friends, and I miss him so much. I mean, when of course there's a couple little nice little tributes to tips of the hat to Canyon in the movie, and there's a lot of what people commonly call Easter eggs that in the film that I hope wrestling fans enjoy, and I won't spoil them, but keep a lookout for them because I'm really big on those, and so I made a point to really put several throughout the movie. But yeah, I mean, but when Canyon and I went out there, we still wanted to take care of each other, but we did go a little bit of we kind of kicked it into a little bit higher gear. I mean, we kicked a little bit harder, and we just because we knew we got to the point where we could take that. We didn't mind it so much if it was just me and him. We still didn't want to knock each other out there, but we came close a few times. But yeah, but it's the same thing in wrestling. You say there's you can hit a little harder in safe areas. I mean, if I'm kicking somebody, here or in the back, it's not like kicking them upside the head, So yeah, you kind of pick and choose, maybe the velocity of some of the kicks.